Sneaking into Utah Beach, Nebula, the assault phase for Operation Overlord. The invasion of Normandy would be unmatched in the scope of complexity and analyzed warfare. The printed plans was 5-inch thick. An even type listed American unit, 1,400 of them, required 31 pages on D-Day alone, the equivalent of 500 trainloads of troops. 37,000 Americans, 75,000 British and Canadian, along with the weapons, vehicle, ammunition, supplies, and tanks, would be put along on the Normandy shores. Thousands of Allied paratroopers, glidermen, would drop and land behind the beaches, securing the bridgeheads and blocking any reinforcements. In early May 1944, about a month before the mighty envelope would take place in the U.S. Navy Commander John D. Buckley, he was summoned to the headquarters of Darfur, the English Channel. Buckley, who had been awarded the Distinguished Conduct Medal of Honor, the chestful of operations that he did, PT boat skipper in the Pacific early war. He had arrived with England and about to sneak spies into Nazi-occupied France. Sorry, I lost track of my page. I was snuffing my bolognese, you know? Okay, I found it. Pressure cooker tension had gotten the rest of the British officer. Moreover, the classic suicide mission was Buckley decided would be along the Channel coast. Astonishingly, they didn't die, and they linked up with the invading group. 32 hours later, in 2 a.m., Bradley Pitt dropped the bay and sent the flare up. It was the time for invasion. Reaching the beach, 3 Americans listened to only sound of lapping and surfing. Nothing, intruders carried no weapon or cover. It was unresisted until the morning when the Germans woke up. All the Allied men were already on the beaches. Germans started opening machine gun fire, scattering and obliterating all of them. The dynasty retracted his steps, repeating the process. Hundreds of yards, rubber raft had been filled the bucket. Suddenly, a dark figure, wearing a steel, bucket-shaped helmet, armed with a rifle, leaped to Bucky and flashed himself a beam of his face. Bucky knew that the German sentry, the comrades were no doubt, but they fought hard. American, British, and Canadian finally secured the beachheads, and reinforcements are pouring in. Germans initially, the Nazis wanted to push Allies out on sea. Then they will concentrate on the east again, but they only have the power to contain them. Adolf Hitler hoped the Allied invasion would be a subsequent negociating with peace with American and British forces. Heavily fortified Sheffield and other troops under General Keitel von resisted. The port fell. Americans on D-Day +24. While the Germans are still mocking up Sheffield, it has been decisively American that Hitler carried out the von Rundstedt's great skills. Leave the port. Von Rosa refused, dropping almost 2,000 landmines in the tiny port. Americans couldn't clear that port until May 1940. Captain George was confused, and his undercover mission of going to Paris and make an uprising, he had failed. He had been captured by the Nazis. He had been sent to a POW camp and also been interrogated by Nazi leaders. By this time, the Germans and Finland and all of its allies realized that they couldn't win this war, and they just fought to the death. Romania went to join USSR. Finland signed an armistice and declared war on Germany. Bulgaria tried to join the Allies, but Hitler kidnapped the Bulgaria's king's son, so they couldn't. They had to stay. 3 weeks later, after a U.S. soldier had entered Sheffield, an Allied ship unloading the port, engineers had performed a near miracle. He had failed to report anything in Paris, but they have cleared the port. Now, Allied shipping can not only require on Antwerp, they can require on shipboard as well.